You don't have Reigns on the show every week. You're not promoting Reigns. You're not making him this heel that you just want to see everybody kill. And on the other side of the coin, with Rock and Biden and Rock and Oprah, with the hurricanes in Hawaii and all that stuff, bro, he's lost a good part of his fan base.
He is back, ladies and gentlemen. The Rock is back as of a recent episode of Raw, and it seems like we're going to have The Rock at least probably for a few months, maybe as of this recording, maybe just a Perth show, maybe setting up for WrestleMania. We shall see. There's been rumors circulating about, him going against Roman Reigns in one of those shows, either Elimination Chamber in Perth or WrestleMania in Philadelphia. So, Vince, we've talked about this, a few times before this conversation, and I think we both come to an agreement that The Rock versus Roman Reigns is the billboard for WrestleMania. This is a milestone WrestleMania. It's the 40th edition of WrestleMania, and this is the first WrestleMania under the Endeavor umbrella. There's just so much business and stock, and just from a backstage executive level, it just makes sense. The Rock versus Roman Reigns, but there are rumors circulating that it could just be The Rock giving the rub to Roman Reigns to make the Cody win bigger. Why do you think the WWE would consider that move if they are?
Bro, I don't think this is obviously just my opinion, and I think what you're saying is correct. I don't think they're feeling Cody like they want to feel Cody. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, bro, I think there is just a little lack of confidence in Cody being the guy. I feel that, because I do feel that's the game plan, bro. Roman's going to go over The Rock, and then Cody's going to win, and that's going to help Cody. And I don't feel the confidence is there right now.
Yeah, and my thing is this, man. Why can't they just have Cody go over Roman at the next pay-per-view, after WrestleMania? Why do you have to waste The Rock? Granted, I understand that it's an overseas event from the States. It's in Perth. The expected crowd's around 60K. So, it's going to be a big event. It's going to be a WrestleMania caliber event as far as attendance is concerned. But at the same time, you still have to factor in The Rock he's talked about before that he was waiting for the right time. There was talks for a couple of years now of The Rock versus Roman Reigns, but he didn't want to just be a part of a Rock versus Roman Reigns unless it made sense. To me, The Rock with his legacy, I don't know. Everybody has to have a sense of pride in their brand, to really be successful. And The Rock having a sense of pride in his brand, to me, saying essentially you're a fodder for a Cody rub, I just don't see how that would make sense in his mind as being someone who's protected his brand for so long.
Well, bro, I think what plays into account is I think it would be a very different story if Roman Reigns was not family. I think it would be a completely different story, because Rock may be looking at it as the other way around, what it does for Roman. Roman beating him, bro, really, now that really solidifies Roman Reigns. Bro, if this was just another, main eventer on the card, I think it might be a little different, but I think in this case, the bloodline does have a lot to do with it.
I think if it was just a standalone match, I think you're right from a standpoint of if it was just WrestleMania. If it was, I absolutely think that The Rock would be more than willing to put over Reigns to have that heat and make Reigns just even feel even bigger. You know what I mean? Because that can definitely cause some life in the bloodline, top of the third, aka top of the third. And so talking about head of the table, I just beat The Rock. You know what I mean? Like that could really add some layers to the storyline. But we all know that essentially what is, built now is within 5 weeks of the Perth event, Roman Reigns beating The Rock is solely for the purpose of making Cody look bigger. So that's the reason why I'm like The Rock knows that he's putting Roman over just to make Cody look bigger. So essentially he's putting Cody over too. Yeah, so I don't know how that would sit with him, honestly.
I agree. I agree. I don't, bro, again, listen, I've said, I'm not a wrestling fan anymore of this. So like, I'm looking at this strictly business. I'm strictly business, bro. And I don't, bro, if I'm the WWE, I'm sorry, bro. I don't see Cody Rhodes as my hood ornament. Yeah. I just don't. I'm just being totally honest. It's nothing personal. It's what I've seen since he set foot back in the WWE. This guy is not going to get you mainstream. He's not going to get you your casual back. Your audience is not going to grow one iota with Cody Rhodes as a champion.
Yeah, I've said it plenty of times, man. I just, if you want to make him champion, on off season, as far as, not don't make WrestleMania being Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the second time. How can that bring in casual fans if you've already done it once? Yeah. And it didn't bring in casual fans? So like, what is the second try at this going to do for casual fans that the first one didn't? Yeah. And so that's where I'm at. It's like, if you want to make Cody champion, I'm not opposed to that. I've said, I've thrown it out my storyline as far as Cody turning heel, being the American Nightmare. I'm cool with that. But just, when you think about WrestleMania and the weeks building to WrestleMania, you're thinking of the Gorilla Monsoon, interviews, or the sitting across the table from each other with President Jack Tunney, in the center of the head of the table proverbially, and you're having those type of contract signings and things like that. If you're like, those things gets us in that's a part of the hype that gets us in the mood for WrestleMania too. But I'm thinking like, who, from a business standpoint, what would get us more hype from a larger than life standpoint? Because we can't lose the fact that pro wrestling is supposed to market people as larger than life. It's supposed to be a larger than life product. From a business standpoint, what match looks more larger than life? Either Cody or Roman, or Rock and Roman. The Rock versus Roman Reigns looks and can be billed as more larger than life than Cody and Roman. So from a business standpoint, which one do you do? Do you cater to the niche audience who's going to buy the tickets regardless of who it is? Or do you try to draw more fans and keep those fans from Rock and Roman to stay there? That's where the business comes from. You know what I mean? Like have Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. That's going to draw some casual fans. And the right business move is to try to retain the casual fans to stay longer, rather than do something else to cater to your niche audience who's going to be there anyway. So that's where I'm at with that, man.
So bro, it's weird because, bro, here's the problem too. Bro, they're not doing anything to build Roman because he's not on TV. So you're not doing anything to build him. On the other side of the coin, bro, and I'll say this again. And bro, my God, I work closely with The Rock. I don't have a bad word to say about him, never would, but I will say this. I think the dude lost a little bit of his shine for doing some political things that really pissed a lot of people off. And bro, you got to understand, we got sides here, bro. You're either on this side or you're on that side. So when I talk about, you know, when Rock's on there with Biden and Kamala, you got a whole other side that's like, are you effing kidding me? A whole other side. Bro, that's a lot of people. So my point is, number one, you don't have Reigns on the show every week. You're not promoting Reigns. You're not making him this heel that you just want to see everybody kill. And on the other side of the coin, with Rock and Biden and Rock and Oprah, you know, with the hurricanes in Hawaii and all that stuff, bro, he's lost a good part of his fan base. So my point is, bro, if you really want to make this a larger than life match, bro, you better get to work.
Sure.
You better get to work
with you
now, bro, because right now one guy's not on TV.
Yep.
The other guy may have a little bit of heat. Bro, you got to get to work, man.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Yeah. And I would even be okay. You know, I know that it's in Australia, which isn't America, but you know, I'd even be okay with him making like another appearance or two, you know, and because, you know, the predominant audience is going to watch it is going to be in America anyways. Hey man, get some of that ring rust off and do Rock versus Jinder, you know, Elimination Chamber. You know what I mean? Build that momentum up for The Rock, because we saw even in that spot with Jinder, he looked gassed. You know,
yes, he did. He did, bro.
He's jacked to the gills. But as you know very well, there's a difference between, you know, and I work out like a machine, you know, 5 days a week. There's a big difference, because I used to wrestle. I used to amateur wrestle. There's a huge difference between, you know, gym cardio and wrestling cardio. There's a so big of a difference between having a gym, you know, physique and being wrestling ready. And we saw that, you know, with that just one little spot with Jinder, dude looked gassed to the max. And so, you know, that's another thing, because again, protecting his brand, having pride for the brand. Does he want to come in and stink up the place? You know, like Undertaker thought he did a few times, which is why he kept going until he was like, I'll land on AJ Styles. That was a good match. I'll leave with a good note. Rock doesn't want to kind of get into that potential addiction of saying, oh, I stunk this up. Man, I got to come back. And so I think him and Jinder just in the interim would probably be good for The Rock, to set him up for Reigns, because he'll get that, you know, USA type of sympathy again, as from a what is it called? From a bipartisan standpoint, and you know, because he'll get that back. And of course, you have the French, you know, I mean, you have the foreign, you know, antagonists, in Jinder, so he can get that, you know, USA thing back, kind of get loose again, get his ring rust off, and then set him up for Roman. Going straight to Roman with what we saw on Raw, that's going to be kind of tough, man.
Bro, they got work. They got work.
They do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here is Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This is Riding with Russo. Have a good night, everybody. Solo.